All right, let's just jump right in. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're digging into the absolute mystery of a free AI voice tool that is so astonishingly realistic, Microsoft literally yanked it off the internet just weeks after it dropped. I mean, we're talking about a completely open-source model that rivals, and honestly, in some ways totally beats out, expensive paid subscriptions like ElevenLabs. It's called VibeVoice, and the whole saga of how it got banned and then miraculously rescued is just an absolutely fascinating story.
So look at this timeline. The sheer panic from Microsoft over how powerful their own creation actually was is pretty wild. Over a year ago, they built VibeVoice, right? But they just sat on it. They were literally terrified that its realism was going to flood the internet with deepfakes. Eventually, they kind of relented and open-sourced the whole project. But then, boom, within mere weeks, those deepfake fears completely skyrocketed again, and Microsoft just pulled the entire repository offline. Poof, gone.
Which brings us to Section 1, Rescuing the Forbidden Code.
Now, you know the internet, right? It's practically undefeated when it comes to preserving data. So let's talk about how the open source community basically rebelled and saved this forbidden tech literally right before it vanished into thin air. The really crucial thing to know here is that if you go searching for VibeVoice right now, you've got to be super careful about what you install. Because if you download the official Microsoft version today, you're basically getting a hollow shell. They completely gutted it, stripped out all the text-to-speech stuff, leaving you with just a transcription tool. But thanks to some really quick-thinking developers who cloned the original GitHub repository right before the takedown, the fully unlocked, 100% free community version is still alive and kicking out there. Best part? It runs entirely locally on your own machine, which means zero subscription fees. Ever.
Okay, let's move on to Section 2, Next Level Audio and Podcasts.
So you're probably wondering, why was Microsoft so freaked out in the first place? Well, let's look at exactly why this rescued model goes toe-to-toe with those super pricey platforms. The big secret sauce here is VibeVoice's diffusion-based audio generation. You know how older AI voices kind of sound like they're just reading words off a page in a total vacuum? Yeah, VibeVoice doesn't do that. It actually captures real human nuances. We're talking natural pauses, really expressive intonation, and the actual natural rhythm of human speech. Plus, and this is huge, it natively supports up to 4 distinct speakers at the exact same time.
And on top of sounding incredibly real, it is completely multilingual. It handles multiple languages flawlessly. It can seamlessly switch between English and Chinese in the exact same audio clip without even skipping a beat. Oh, and by the way, if you happen to do a lot of Chinese audio generation, the source material gives a quick shout out to another awesome open source model called Quinn, which is a really fantastic companion to VibeVoice if you're building a local AI setup.
But actually, let's bounce back to that multi-speaker feature for a second, because this is where it just gets incredibly fun. We're talking about full-blown multi-speaker podcast generation. You can literally play producer for your own custom AI podcasts all on your local machine. Think about it. No more uploading your private data or documents to cloud apps like NotebookLM. You can just script a dynamic conversation, mix up to 4 totally unique speakers, and direct the entire episode right from your own hard drive.
All right, Section 3, Cloning Your Own Voice.
Let's get into the most exciting part, right? How this all builds up to letting you perfectly clone your own voice without paying a single dime to a cloud provider. Prepare to have your mind blown a little bit here. To get started with cloning, all you need is 30 seconds. That's it. Just a measly half-minute of clear audio recorded in a quiet room. You absolutely do not need some fancy studio microphone. Honestly, according to the source, you can just open up the Voice Memo app on your iPhone, ramble on about your day for 30 seconds, and boom, you have exactly what VibeVoice needs to build a hyper-realistic clone.
Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, I'm not a coder, man. How am I supposed to install some banned GitHub repository? Don't even worry about it. You can just use Claude Code on your desktop. Think of it like your own personal IT assistant. You just open it up, paste in the git clone command to pull that community-saved repo, and then pick your model. If you want to save a little hard drive space, you can grab the smaller 1.5 billion parameter model, or if you want absolute maximum fidelity, just tweak the command slightly and grab the beefy 7 billion parameter version.
And once that's installed, setting up your actual custom voice clone is just as easy. So Apple devices natively save voice memos as M4V files, right? But VibeVoice needs a WAV file. Again, no software engineering degree required here. You just ask Claude Code to grab that M4V from your downloads, have it automatically convert it to a WAV file, and drop it right into the VibeVoice directory. Then just restart your local server, and like magic, your brand new, totally customized voice will pop right up in the drop-down menu, ready to read whatever script you throw at it. And guys, the results from this 30-second setup are just wild. Reviewers in the source material literally said the clone is pretty damn close to the paid models. In fact, it is so hyper-realistic that creators are out here sending AI-generated clips to their own parents just to see if their moms can spot the difference. I mean, let's be real. If your own mom can't tell she's listening to a computer, you know for sure that diffusion-based architecture is doing something incredibly right.
Okay, wrapping up with Section 4. Endless business use cases.
Let's look at how you can actually take this incredibly powerful, entirely free local AI and apply it to the real world. Because yeah, cloning your voice to trick your mom is fun, but there is some serious, heavy-hitting utility here. For entrepreneurs and builders, the applications are practically endless. You could automate custom audio greetings for every single new customer purchase, giving them this really amazing personalized experience. You could seamlessly translate your entire backlog of written blog posts into engaging audio, or hey, generate a full-length audiobook. Because you aren't paying by the character or by the minute like you would with those paid subscriptions, you are totally free to just build automated AI agents that handle all that repetitive grunt work for absolutely zero cost.
Which really brings us to the ultimate takeaway for today's explainer. When the most powerful, highly expressive AI voices in the world aren't locked behind some massive corporate paywall, but are instead sitting freely right there on your own hard drive, the only limit is honestly your own creativity. So, I want to leave you with this thought to ponder today. If you could build an entire AI operating system using strictly free, open-source tools like VibeVoice, what will you build next? All right, thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.